Hunter Salas of Gonzaga fouled Keon Ellis on a three-point attempt, so Keon Ellis to the line for the Crimson Tide with 3 opportunities. Trying to grow a 5-point lead, try to end a 6-0 Gonzaga run. Ellis, the first one on the way, good, and that makes it 37-31. Alabama leading Gonzaga, 3:41 left to go in this first half from Seattle. Ellis giving the basketball back. 3 dribbles, bends at the knees. Releases and connects. 2 for 2. He's got one more coming up. Alabama 38 and Gonzaga 31.
Hopefully this trip to the line for Keon Ellis will get him going. His first 2 points of the game. Such an important part of this team on both ends of the floor. We know what he gives you defensively, but Shackelford needs some help on the offensive end.
Third one is no good. The rebound tapped to Gonzaga. Nembhard nearly lost it in the paint, but spins around, gains control of the basketball, and now he works over the timeline. Gonzaga ball, 3.5 minutes remaining in the first half, trailing by 7. Timmy, right side, hands off Watson, goes up for a floater, and that's good. And that makes it Alabama 38, Gonzaga 33.
Timmy's so tough because you come with a double team. He's an excellent passer, finding an open teammate. Good defense against Timmy, but he made Alabama pay with his court vision.
Quinterly down the left side lane for the Crimson Tide. Left-handed floater too strong. Timmy knocks the ball out of play, so it'll still be Alabama basketball, leading 38-33 over Gonzaga, but 3:09 left to go in the first half. J.D. Davison checking back in for the Crimson Tide, and he will replace Keon Ambrose Hilton for Alabama.
Alabama with a little small ball. Essentially 5 guards. Juwan Gary at about 6'5", playing the center position. So Alabama's going to try to spread out the Zags and beat them off the dribble, kickouts for 3s.
Ellis with the basketball on the right wing. Shot clock down to 6. Ellis starting to drive against Timmy right side. Looks for help, finds it in Davison left corner. A 3 is good. J.D. Davison with the APS three-pointer. It's Alabama 41, Gonzaga 33. Nembhard to Holmgren to Timmy in the paint. Timmy spins around, does what he does, draws the foul, and he's going back to the line.
He scores before he touches the ball. His low post position, he does such a good job of getting deep, not allowing the defense to get around him, and they deliver him the ball, and he gets back to the free throw line. Tough assignment for Juwan Gary, but listen, it's been a tough assignment for anybody against right now the front runner for National Player of the Year, but Nate Oates going with a different looking lineup, daring a bigger, taller Gonzaga team to match up with the speed, quickness, and skill of Alabama. It paid off on the last possession as Alabama got inside, kicked it out for 3, and knocked it down.
Timmy missed the first free throw. That last foul on Juwan Gary, his second so far in this game for the Crimson Tide. The second free throw by Timmy is good, and that makes it a score of Alabama 41 and Gonzaga 34. Still 2:45 left to go in the first half from Seattle. Timmy checks out for Gonzaga.
So Nate Oates makes a move, goes essentially to 5 guards, forcing Mark Few to go small and get Timmy out.
Gary with the basketball, finding Quinterly. Quinterly attacks the paint, right side, floats it up and banks it home. Alabama 43, Gonzaga 34 with 2.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Bulldog basketball with Bolton. In the right front court, guarded by Quinterly, nearly lost his own dribble, gains it back. As the shot clock is off for a moment, they're able to work it back as Salas into the paint, loses control of the ball, and Alabama's Ellis throws it out of bounds off of Watson, so the Crimson Tide will get the ball back. 2:15 to go in the first half.
When you give great effort, sometimes you get breaks. That was both right there for Alabama. Terrific effort. Keon Ellis falling out of bounds, throws it off the Gonzaga player, and Alabama gets it back with just over 2 minutes to play in the half.
Tide leading by 9, 43-34. Quinterly at the top of the key for the Crimson Tide, hands off to Davison. Davison spins into the paint, right side to the right block, tried to go back to the left side, but that pass too strong. Nembhard with the steal. Gonzaga basketball trailing by 9. Bolton, a right side 3 off the iron. Fight for the rebound. Holmgren tapping it right to Gary. Fast break chance for the Tide. Shackelford driving down the right side, floats it up off the window. That's no good. And an offensive foul called against the Crimson Tide.
Would have liked to have seen Jaden Shackelford get the ball to Keon Ellis a little earlier as he was running the center of the floor. Alabama didn't have great court balance on that fast break, and Gonzaga able to force another Alabama turnover.
Minute 48 remaining in this first half. It's 43-34, Alabama leading Gonzaga in Seattle. As we'll see the Zags inbound the basketball with Antoine Watson on a bounce to Nembhard. Nembhard facing no backcourt defense, but is picked up at mid-floor. And it looked like the shot clock was not rolling. Minute 44 still left to go. Every now and then the shot clock will just flash 8 seconds on there. And sometimes it goes back and still counts normally. All right, now it's set at 27, and Salas from the left sideline inbounds the ball to Nembhard. The shot clock again having more issues as it keeps floating back and forth. But play continues. Bolton finding Timmy, who's back in the game on the left side of the lane, spinning around, waiting. Now starts to dribble into the paint, kicks it back top of the key to Nembhard. Nembhard able to go down low to Bolton. His shot blocked by Bediako. Right in the hands of Shackelford to Quinterly. Quinterly to the right elbow, backing up a few steps. Now motors down the right side of the lane, flips in the layup. It's Alabama in front by a 45-34 score.
The hesitation got him free, putting the defense on their heels. What a play.
Timmy has his shot blocked by Bediako. Basketball to Alabama. Now it's Davison kicking it out. Shackelford on the left wing, loads up a three-pointer and connects. Jaden Shackelford with the APS three-pointer. Alabama 48, Gonzaga 34. Less than a minute to go, and a great first half for the Crimson Tide.
Defense leading the offense.
Turnover Gonzaga. Timmy a misconnection to Salas, and it's Alabama ball, and everyone in crimson feeling it.
Well, we didn't know if we'd see Charles Bediako, but he has been terrific on the defensive end. Block shots, deflections, tipping it to teammates. Alabama getting out in transition, making the extra pass, and Shackelford on fire here on the West Coast. He grew up in California. Not a hometown visit, but as close as he's been in a long time, and he has been on fire from three.
Shackelford gives the basketball back to Quinterly. Tied ball with 40 seconds remaining. Quinterly driving right side. Has his pass tip, but it still finds Davison left side. He zips it right back to Quinterly. Right corner, a three-pointer is short. Bediako fighting, gets Holmgren for the rebound, and a foul against Charles Bediako. And that is his third foul. We're still in the first half with 31 seconds to go. He and Gurley both with 3 fouls in the first half.
Didn't need it right there, and that's just a freshman mistake. It's a great effort play, but understanding 30 seconds to go in the half, you're too valuable to pick up your third on an over the back against a 7'3" player. But I understand when you're in the battle, when you're fighting, when you're competing, it's hard to reel that in, and unfortunately he picks up a big third foul.
So the tall, lanky Holmgren at the line. First free throw is good, and that ends a 7-0 run for Alabama over the last 2 minutes and 5 seconds. It also ends a scoring drought for the Zags around that time as well.
And Alabama, if assuming a make or defensive rebound here against the free throw, will get essentially the last shot of the half and go in up double digits.
Holmgren's second free throw no good. Shackelford the rebound, and the Crimson Tide with the basketball with about a half-second difference in between the game clock and the shot clock. So there still is a shot clock winding down as Davison stands at mid-floor in the center circle with a left-handed dribble guarded by Salas. Now switching back left and right as they'll let the seconds dwindle down to 10 on the shot clock. Davison still at mid-floor for the Crimson Tide. Alabama leading by 13. He goes to Shackelford left side. Shackelford gets the ball back, a three-pointer up, and that's in! Jaden Shackelford with another APS three-pointer. What a way to close out a dominant first half for Alabama, as the Crimson Tide will take a halftime lead of 51-35 over Gonzaga into the locker room here in Seattle.